Groundwork BioAg. They produce beneficial fungi for commercial agriculture. Here's a quick look at what exactly that means.
What's your farm's greatest physical asset? It's your land, of course, the ground. But years of applying chemical fertilizers and pesticides are literally eroding the value of your main asset. How could you increase your soil's natural fertility and let your ground work? Plants have benefited from mycorrhiza over the last 400 million years, but modern cultivation techniques deplete the natural mycorrhiza in your soil. Groundwork's Rootella is a pure mycorrhizal inoculant, 100% natural and highly effective. Based on over 25 years of applied research at Israel's Volcani Center, Rootella is 10 to 100 times higher in concentration than most competitive products, making it the first of its kind to be relevant for seed treatment. Field trials have demonstrated double-digit yield increases in both corn and soybean, among other row crops and vegetables. Mycorrhiza is a symbiotic relationship between 90% of all plant species and fungi. The microscopic fungi latch onto plant roots and effectively extend them in an underground web. They physically access nutrients that are out of the root's reach and chemically break down unavailable bound nutrients, especially phosphorus. While non-mycorrhizal corn plants absorb only 15% of applied phosphorus fertilizer, mycorrhizal corn plants absorb up to 90%. The result? No more unavailable phosphorus. Better nutrient uptake translates to a wide scope of benefits to farmers. Rootella can significantly improve yield. Many crops such as corn, onions, garlic, sorghum, olive, cannabis, and carrot require mycorrhiza in order to grow optimally. Farmers can save on fertilizer, notably phosphorus. Under certain circumstances, water can also be saved. Mycorrhiza improve plant resilience in the face of several types of stress, such as drought, acidity, or salinity. All of these benefits come in a completely eco-friendly product. Rootella products are available in several cost-effective formulations to suit your farm. Higher yield, less fertilizer, healthier crops, all natural. With Rootella mycorrhizal inoculants, your ground works.
Dan Grotsky is a serial entrepreneur, co-founder, and VP of Sales and Marketing at Groundwork BioAg. His international experience ranges from information technology and communication to clean tech and, of course, ag tech. So for those of us who are not familiar with mycorrhizal fungi, or weren't until just a moment ago, tell us a little bit about what it is and why it's so important.
Great. Thanks for having me, by the way. It's a pleasure to be here. So mycorrhiza is a symbiosis between fungi and plants, whereby the fungi effectively extend the root system of the plant in an underground web. And this is the way plants grow in nature and have been growing for 400 million years. In fact, 90% of all plant species, that's how they grow. But in agriculture, first we kill everything and then we try to grow plants. And so we've essentially broken the rhizospheric ecosystem that is so essential to plant life. At Groundwork, what we do is we produce mycorrhizal inoculants so that we can bring that life back to the ground. And the farmers can let their ground work.
So what makes Rootella unique?
So Rootella is the most cost-effective, most concentrated mycorrhizal inoculants on the planet. We employ unique production methods to get what you see in this picture here, which is just a little drop of water under a microscope that's teeming with spores. Mm-hmm. And the concentrations are very, very high, which is what enables us to deliver it very, very cost effectively. This is important really to penetrate row crops with a solution that's within their price point that can be implemented on seeds. So it's a seed treatment where this is applied. Furthermore, we have we have unique strains that were isolated here in the Judean desert and are therefore true survivors, kind of like Israelis are, and and can really, they're very vigorous and robust.
Right, like Irina Nevzlin mentioned earlier, Israel is an expert at making something in impossible situations. So I think that's a good example. You mentioned cost effective. What does this mean? What's sort of the bottom line for farmers?
So all a farmer needs, with Rootella X, which is our professional seed treatment product, it's our most concentrated product, all a farmer needs to do is apply 15 grams for an entire hectare of corn, wheat, soybean, most any row crop. And this is an example of what you would see in this photo behind me. This is treated, untreated. What the farmer gets, first of all, is improved yields. So you see significant yield increases very often. You can do that while saving on fertilizer, most specifically phosphorus. You can save up to 50% of your phosphorus fertilizer and still get the same yields and higher. Finally, and this is very important, stress. So in fields where there is poor soils or acidity or alkalinity, salinity, droughts, flooding, these plants are under stress. And just like with people, when we eat better, we're healthier and we're more productive. Well, the plants are the same way. And so if the nutrient uptake is better, the plants really perform much better. Finally, you get all of that in a completely eco-friendly product. We're talking about biologicals, completely natural, and we're replacing chemistry with biology.
So, I mean, my last question for you is exactly that, is what impact do you actually have on the environment?
Well, that's where I come from, right? On a personal note, this is the reason that I came to co-found Groundwork BioAg. First of all, you're getting higher yields with the same resources, so that you're creating more food. But more than that, when you save on fertilizer, you're saving chemicals, you're saving on runoff pollution, and this is a very significant problem. The whole phosphorus cycle is a mess these days. Finally, mycorrhiza produces something called glomalin. It's the only known organism that produces glomalin. And glomalin is it's like a sticky adhesive. It's a glycoprotein that sticks the soil together. So when you have healthy soil and it has its tilth, it's called tilth, that's because the glomalin is sticking it together. Apparently, glomalin is also responsible for 27% of the carbon that is sequestered into soils, which is the land's largest carbon sink. And so you're not only getting higher yields, you're not only saving on fertilizer, you're actually mitigating climate change at the same time.
Yeah. And all of that, again, exactly the words that we've been talking about. This is not just about dealing with Agritech in COVID-19, it's about the much bigger problem of climate change. Dan Grotsky, thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you.